Yeah. Oh, hello. Hey. Um. Look, I'm doing some work in my backyard, and I was wondering, what kind of shovels do you guys have? What do you mean you're out? Some masked lady bought them all? All of them? She say why? Yeah, I guess you don't. I guess Spanish isn't your strong suit either. I can understand that. That was odd. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Once again, I thank you folks for watching. I hope your day is wonderful. Wow. Interesting stuff. Let's get started. Well, we're going to start off with, again, another update regarding the Sexy Star issues, which clearly she has plenty. Um, as of the time I'm filming this, yesterday, Sexy Star issued a statement in regards to the issues with Rosemary. For those of you who've been living under a rock for the past week, um, it was during AAA's Triple Mania event. Sexy Star was involved in a match that also involved Rosemary as part of the opposite team, or was it? I think I heard it was a fatal four-way for the Reina de Reinas title, which is their women's title. Um, the finish of that match was Sexy Star putting Rosemary into an armbar. Um, according to the video, let's bear this in mind. There's video evidence. Sexy Star held the move well after the bell rang, and then hyperextended Rosemary's arm. This did cause Rosemary an injury. I believe there was it was either hyperextension of the elbow, tricep tear, I think, or tricep injury. Rosemary is slated to be, there's still really no word on when she's going to get back into action. Of course, the wrestling world rallied around Rosemary and condemned Sexy Star's actions. Mostly due to the fact that this was a, Rosemary, when somebody offers you your body, and of course you're expected to treat it with care. These people trust each other. And what Sexy Star did violated that trust. Well, Sexy Star did issue a statement yesterday. I'm not going to say all of it, but I am reading on off of Wrestling News World. Now it does come as a preface because of some other things it said. After Sexy Star with this very long diatribe that we are fairly certain the words doesn't contain the words "I apologize" in it, and I've read it. Definitely, the words "I apologize" are not in it. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, kind of go with each issue line by line. She quoted this: "The truth can wait, only lies are in a hurry. For you, with all my love and honesty, by Sexy Star." She's thanking the people who have stuck with her and saying the last few days have become a nightmare, both in her career and personal life. She did mention that, she was at Triple Mania. Yeah, we know that part. She was an independent, so she could don the Sexy Star mask. Introduced for 11 years, blah blah. Was informed this Reina de Reinas championship would be one-on-one with one of the Mexican women, but a few days prior there were two more women, among them a North American woman that belongs to the promotion Global Force Wrestling, who was hired by AAA. And as far as I know, she has never wrestled in Mexico, or at least not for any Mexican promotion, and who I only met minutes before I went up to fulfill the match, which I was contracted for. She's basically saying she had no clue who Rosemary was. And won't even mention her by name. You're wrong. Just as I have done over 10 years, once I got to the venue, I reached the people who participated in the match, coordinated the show. We would be present. And basically she's going through. She said she introduced herself and made sure that Rosemary would be comfortable in the ring if there was anything she wanted to change. She said, and let's see, and she said Rosemary had no problems with the way the match was going to be laid out, and match blah blah blah. Match anyway submitted the North American one with the hold I was told to use, which was selected for being, as far as danger goes, one of the least dangerous, and one which I've used repeatedly on others, and I had used on me as well. A hold which I repeat, as far as danger is concerned, is one of the least dangerous. At least that's how it has always been. Match, and after the foreign woman got off the ring on her own, and without the need of help or others or any medical personnel, we continued protocol. They presented me with the belt, which was brought out by Martha Venezuela. Someone she admires, blah, blah, blah. You know, a very big name in women's wrestling in Mexico. And she's yammering. And after the presentation, I went into the dressing rooms, was surrounded by people from GFW, a promotion that has a working relationship with AAA, who claimed in the language of their country, meaning I don't speak English, a supposed injury on the woman I had submitted, which surprised me. I went to her and she walked off the ring on her own without the need of assistance. Okay, sexy. May I call you sexy? If you're watching this, okay. Most people don't need assistance walking if their arm is broken. If it's an upper body injury and your lower body's fine, normally you can walk on your own. It's only when a lower body injury you might need assistance. Okay, we're moving on. I immediately, and not just for ethical reasons, but because I was worried, went to make sure she was fine and found her talking with another colleague standing in the production area with only an ice pack on her elbow. There were no paramedics or anybody else attending her. There was a stretcher, which is standard protocol, where there are suspicions of injury. And she wasn't even sitting on it, which made me feel relieved because I saw with my own eyes that she was fine, that she wasn't injured. You're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. But if I see someone with an ice pack on, I'm going to take a wild guess that they are in some form of discomfort. Again, I'm no medical expert. We're going to continue. After that, AAA's talent coordinator assured me everything was fine, so I left the place with my husband feeling relieved and assured that everything was okay, and without any notice from Mr. Dorian Rowland, owner of AAA, who I assumed, if there were any problems, he would have let me go without clearing the situation. Okay, one, why are you leaving before the show's over? That is a huge disrespect to those who come after you. You stayed for the whole show, last time I checked. You should also know that I have never been given any medical reports, and that X-rays do not exist to show any type of injuries on the person that I wrestled with. They don't have to give you shit. This would be only if there is a legal implication, and then those records would have to be subpoenaed by your attorney. Nobody has to give you shit, give you anything medical or any x-rays or any of that to prove that this woman is injured. But like I said, I'm no medical professional. I wasn't worried about the situation because I repeat with some of my own eyes that she wasn't injured. I didn't assume. I proved it by seeing that she wasn't being attended to by medical personnel. She wasn't taken to a hospital, and there was no medical equipment being used on her or a stretcher. Which is what happens when anyone suffers any kind of injury. Again, you're not a doctor. You're not a nurse. You're not any type of medical professional. Nobody needs to be stretchered out for a broken arm. Then someone gets injured tonight. I myself been injured. Believe me, none of the things that happened. Blah, blah. The next day, I started to receive an array of cyber. Okay, all right. Whoa. Okay, she jumps to the next day. Now, according to everyone else, Vampiro went and got her that night, brought her back to the arena, and forced her to apologize to Rosemary. And this is mentioned in Rosemary's statement and also several accounts from other wrestlers working the events. But she doesn't remember that part. So let's move on. Which includes a letter with insults written by the North American who is already in her home country, which she affirms she was injured only in text, without showing any of the photos or medical reports. You don't have to. They show there's the video of you hurting her. Never mind. And insults confirming my lack of saying that I had injured her on purpose. The letter was widely spread, in part by North American wrestlers, mail, blah, 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 blah. She dislocated. The rest of social media kept growing and spread by bloggers and media who weren't there that night. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to work. And media that weren't. The media that didn't cover the event. Media blah 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 blah. Other stuff. Okay. Ironically, the video being shared only shows me personifying Sexy Star while applying the hold with the same energy and fury that characterizes a persona. I assure you that partner didn't suffer an injury because, like evidence, blah blah blah. This past August 30th, I mean, it's 11 years ago. Bullshit, and stuff. Respect and love. Yeah, so character was owned to me and the main contest, but yeah, okay. It goes on to her whining and crying about stuff. So, 24 hours after this statement is issued, AAA gives their own statement. And that statement was to strip Sexy Star of the Reina de Reinas title. Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything. God damn, she like rambled on for a long time. But anyway, yes, basically, for lack of a better term, AAA has decided that Sexy Star's actions are not the actions of the person they want as a Reina de Reinas champion, and have decided to strip her of the title. To which I say, good show! Only a week after all this stuff's done. Good show! You know, I don't know what else needs to be said in a situation like this, and I believe I've said and wasted all the breath I want to on Sexy Star about this situation. But I guess I'm going to have to go over my point one more time. One, what you did is disgraceful. Two, you were leaving out key parts in this of what happened in the statement. Three, you're not even saying you know the name of the person you injured. Basically insinuating that this person doesn't matter to you. What you did destroyed your career, left a black eye on this on wrestling, especially women's wrestling, which has grown by leaps and bounds and have been trying to get a reputation of class and dignity. And you just kicked that right in the dick. And you ruined the company you said you were contracted to. Well, my guess is you won't have to be worried about being contracted by this promotion or any other, probably forever. Because what you did is deplorable, what you did was unprovoked, and clearly you have no place in wrestling, and we are done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to another interesting tidbit from the world of Global Force. Jeff Jarrett has announced that he will be taking a leave of absence from his position as Chief Creative Officer. As we know, Jarrett was the sole owner of Global Force Wrestling prior to its merger with Impact Wrestling. Both are now owned by Anthem, but Jarrett is a primary shareholder and also has the job of Chief Creative Officer. It did say in the Anthem's announcement of it that he is taking a leave of absence for personal reasons. None of these have been discussed. However, he will be available for consultation. Basically, they can call in, give his 2 cents, but he is not full-time. He's dealing with whatever it is he's dealing with. We hope it's nothing too serious, too personal, and hope he gets back to doing what he's kind of been good at very soon. It does put a huge monkey wrench in Global Force's plans, especially given that there's supposed to be a match between, a physical match between himself and the show's favorite wrestler, Alberto El Patron. There's going to be the storyline with douchebag whining and crying about his suspension and basically blaming Jarrett for it. And let's see, we're going to get the fight and, be guitar smashing versus asshole. And, I'm sure it all would have been well and good, but this has put a severe monkey wrench in his works, as it's kind of hard for Jarrett to be in a match when he's taking a leave of absence. Again, we hope this is nothing too serious. I'm sure there might be more to it. Lord only knows. The funny part is, Reby Hardy has been crowing about this the whole time. Why? It involves Global Force. It involves Reby Hardy. But, Jarrett hasn't done anything to me, tried to stop me from feeding my cats, so we're going to move on from this, and we hope Jarrett does come back soon, and that nothing serious. We hope it's nothing serious going on. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of The Guido Goes Off. What do you guys think of the topics that I covered? And probably should I be more angry towards Sexy Star? I don't know if I'm angry enough. Let me know in the comment section below, and as always, you can talk to me via my social media. And as always, if you want to, but please do like this video, share it with your friends, share it with anybody really. If your 6th grade teacher likes this wrestling, show her or him. I don't judge. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so and hit that bell for notifications of upcoming episodes. I've actually got some more stuff planned this week, provided nobody does anything stupid, which I can't promise anything. Let's face facts, the world's getting crazy. So, until next time, I'm the Guido, and I think we're done here.